Hi, After Arts here. Most websites that talk about the coffee enema just want to sell you their beans, as if there was some sort of special magical enema bean. No, they just need to be organic whole beans. Or they want to sell you a disposable enema kit, which I consider to be wasteful. The tips I'm going to show you here, I learned from trial and error. Years ago, I had a series of colonics at a clinic, so I already had a grasp of the process, but doing it yourself at home is very different. And while I have my process pretty much nailed down, there are aspects of it that are still somewhat awkward, and it's different every time. But that shouldn't be too surprising. We're humans, not machines. As a side note, there are a variety of supplements that will help to clean you out. I'll talk about the ones that I've used personally. Psyllium husks, bentonite clay, and activated charcoal. The bentonite clay is a binder. I like it because it's gentle and easy to take. I like to use it when I'm juice fasting. The psyllium husks are super effective for when I'm eating normally. Activated charcoal is another binder. I don't like it because it turns everything black, which I find disconcerting. However, activated charcoal is brilliant for brushing your teeth. My pearly whites are the whitest they've ever been. And for poison control, it's a great addition to your medicine cabinet. Hey babe, I'm gonna go for a quick coffee enema. I'll be right back. Said no one ever. You should earmark for yourself 1 hour of time. I will now attempt to provide you with the best tutorial possible while remaining fully clothed and not showing anything poopy. First, grab your distilled water. If you can't get distilled water, a good filtered water like Crystal Geyser is fine. If you have an RO filter, that should be okay too. I'm only 5 feet tall, so I can only handle 3 cups of water. I'm not a biologist, but I assume that one's intestines are built to scale. You'll probably require more water than I do. It takes time for the solution to cool down to room temperature, so I set aside the 3rd cup in the refrigerator. Get your organic coffee beans and add 2 tablespoons to the saucepan. Bring it to a boil. Then let it simmer for 15 minutes. Either while the coffee is simmering or while it's cooling down, prepare your space. I use the old school douchebag, enema bag, hot water bottle. Make sure your bag, hose, and nozzle are clean and ready for use. I place a paper towel on the counter. Experience has taught me to keep a box handy, lined with a trash bag, into which I place a plastic grocery bag and another paper towel. This is for stashing the nozzle once I'm ready to get up. Get your lube prepared and set it where you're going to need it. You will want a comfortable place to lie down. I place the gym mat on the floor and cover it with my yoga mat. I use the half dome for a pillow. I place my trash box on the floor next to the mat where I can reach it. Sometimes I'll set a paper towel on top of the yoga mat. My first few enemas were kind of messy, but much less so after I got myself cleaned out. I hang a hanger from the towel rack to get the best height for the bag. Too high and you won't be able to reach the valve. Too low and the solution won't flow well. After the 15 minutes are up, strain out the coffee beans. Strain the solution further to remove all the particles. You might have to do this several times. Turn the vessel as you pour. Add in the cold water from the fridge, and once the solution reaches room temperature, you're good to go. Use the funnel to pour the solution into the bag. You'll probably come across still more particles to avoid. Carefully screw the hose onto the bag. Release the valve to make sure the flow is unobstructed, then close it tight again. Now comes the awkward part: inserting the nozzle and assuming the fetal position. I have not found, in my experience, any elegant way of negotiating either. The important thing is that however you get there, you end up in the fetal position on your right-hand side, controlling the valve. Do what you can to make the experience as relaxing as possible. Read a book, listen to music. I watch videos on my iPad. Use the valve to control the flow. Take your time. When you feel a contraction, massage your stomach clockwise until it passes. Do your best to take in all of the solution. Once the bag is empty, close the valve all the way. Set your timer for 15 minutes. Do the best you can to last the entire time. If it gets to be too much, it's okay. Listen to your body. Remove the nozzle and place it in the convenient box. Go to the toilet and expel. In my experience, after the initial expellation, there will be a second one, usually about 10 minutes later. In the run-up to the parasite cleanse and the liver flush, you really should take the time to enemize every day. You really want the pathway to be clear. It does get easier, and the results are more than worth it. So, in conclusion, thank you for watching this video. Wishing you health and happiness after Arts Out.